Okay, I'm going to show you cable high rows in a couple different ways. The first way I'm going to show you is if we are using a cable tower. So these are the ones where they just stand on their own. There's no seats. You can see I have a box. Now on the cable towers, if they're tall enough, you don't need something to sit down to. I would still prefer it, but you don't have to have it. You can do it standing. Um, the reason I have something to sit down on is mainly so that I don't worry about arching through my low back whenever I posture, because I want to make sure that I'm flattening through my upper spine and not trying to arch through my low back, which could cause some issues down the line. So regardless, it would be better to have a seat for this exercise. The next part is making sure that your cable tower is set up to where whenever I am far enough away and it is high enough that my line of pull is roughly 45 degrees from parallel to the ground. So if I'm too close and you can see my arm is way up here, that's too high. I want to make sure my arm's about this far relative to my position. I can go a little bit lower to about 30 degrees, and that's as low as I'd want to go. So right now where I have it set, it's going to end up being about 45 degrees relative to the floor. And this is doing a cable tower and you don't have anything to secure you, okay? So the big part that is important with the high row is the angle and the posture. The next thing you need to make sure you do is lift your chest high and hard so that way you feel these deep postural muscles working very hard before you're even pulling. And I need to make sure I keep my shoulders down and roll back. Whenever you're doing this exercise, you don't want to see any shoulders shrugging up at any point. I want to keep them down and level at all times. So I'm going to grab my handles. You can do this in any number of grips. So I'm going to do a neutral grip, but I could do underhand and I could do overhand. I personally like having a closer grip regardless. So I've got my angle. I'm going to crank my chest up. And as I pull, I want to keep my elbows close to my body and pull to my low chest. So notice as I'm pulling, I'm not letting my elbows wing out and I'm not pulling toward my collarbone. This is going to use a lot of shoulder and upper trap, and we're trying to really avoid that here. So high chest, close elbows, and pull to that low sternum area. As I go up, I'm keeping my shoulders down because I don't want to see shrugging like this happening. So if that means not letting yourself go into as deep a stretch as you go up, that's fine. You'll get better at it in time. But the important parts are getting your angle right and getting your posture right. Now, if you have a lat pull down machine like most gyms have, you're going to end up being a lot closer and your angle is significantly more vertical. So it would end up looking something like this. So to compensate for that, make sure that you're using your knee pads to stop you. I'm going to sit closer to simulate a more vertical angle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean back pretty considerably, and then I'm going to lift my chest. And that's important. You need to make sure you lean back first, then lift the chest. After that, all the rules are the same. Shoulders back and down, pulling to the low chest. I'm just creating my own angle compared to what it would have been otherwise. So I'm leaning back, keeping elbows close, pulling to the low chest. Making sure my shoulders do not shrug up at any point. And this is how you would do high rows on a lat pull down machine.